Good morning guys, and welcome to another explore. So I'm currently back where I did my first video, the Meltham branch line. Now there's a few reasons why I'm here today. There was a red herring about a location of one of the stations. Also, I'm just going to take you and show you where the remains of the old Woodfield Castle and compare a couple of photos of that. And then I'm going to take you up into Beaumont Park, just to have a little explore and show you around and talk about the bandstand and stuff like that. Now, a few internet sources suggest that the Woodfield station was actually here, which is where I stated it was in the first video. However, apparently these stairs, I think there's about just 200 plus stairs that lead back up onto the main road up there. But these stairs were actually built 10 years after Beaumont Park was built itself. So I'm just trying to pinpoint and see if I can find any remains of platforms. Now, because it's all overgrown, there literally is nothing. And as you've heard me say in a lot of videos, a lot of nature does take over when these train lines close. Now, Meltham Road is just located down there, and there's a little path that leads underneath that of the bridge. I showed this you in video 1, and I'm made to believe that the station is actually around here. Now, I think there must have been a platform somewhere hiding underneath these bushes here, but there's nothing showing fully any remnants of it. No. I mean, however, somewhere down there might be something that suggests it was the station. I'm slightly further on, and those stairs did lead up in towards the park, and then going up there, that went towards the castle. There are some remains of the castle. I'm going to piece together some pictures. And like I say, somewhere around here must have been the station. Now, this here looks like it might have been an old sleeper. There are plenty of railway sleepers still around here, but again, I can't see any concrete evidence of where exactly the station was. So when the Meltham branch line opened in 1868, it did have 3 stations on the line. However, the Woodfield station was disapproved by the Board of Trade, and decided to close it down because obviously it was too steep of a gradient. So they had to shut the railway station down, unfortunately. So there is no photographs of the station itself, but I believe where I am is the station location, and I'll give you a quick shot of the entrance when I get down there. Beautiful day, and this was the entrance under the bridge, bringing you into Beaumont Park, and a clearer view from Meltham Road, a pathway leading in underneath the halt there and going up that direction. So somewhere must have been the stairs leading around. So I'm assuming that passengers would have walked in up these stairs and then made a turn either left or right, and then come up this way. So these clues may give away that there's something special here. And then some sort of entrance could have been here, and the stairs then. So I'm assuming that the station platform was maybe around there. So I've actually just read some interesting articles on it, and there was 2 people talking on the internet about both the locations where I've stated, and one guy who corrected the other guy, basically saying that the station was located to the southwest of the bridge. So where I'm actually stood now, the bridge is just slightly in front of me. So if I get my bearings correctly, I think this is where the station definitely was. So we're actually slightly to the southwest of the bridge, and the bridge is just there. So Woodfield station, I think, was here. So that's the correct, well, I believe it's the correct location from where I stated before. So if anyone has watched my first Meltham branch line video, I apologise that I may have got it wrong, and I think here is where it was. Entrance to the castle was up these stairs, I think. Oh, something I've never come across before. Was there a river here? Now, I'm not massively into like specific rocks and stone structures, but that little board there just gives me some interesting facts about the stonework that was supporting the park itself, Beaumont Park. Some beautiful old rock. I don't know how I'll do this, but sometimes I always seem to get my bearings wrong with certain things, but I'm going to walk up here now. I think that misses maybe where the castle remains are, and it could be on the other side. I might be wrong, but I'm going to just see up here. I've walked up here many times, but I still managed to misjudge. There's a lot of stairs, so if you want to get your steps in, guys, come down to Beaumont Park. There's plenty to do around the train line. And then, of course, the park itself. If you've got children, it's a brilliant park to come to. I think I'm going the wrong way, so I'm going to head back down that way and go to where I think it actually was. Yeah, so I think I am heading in the right direction. Usually I walk further up the train line, and you can walk off the path. There's like a stairway going up towards the castle remains, but I'm just kind of slightly more north. So I'm going in a different direction to where I originally was going to. Some footpath development seems to be going on in the park, so there's a lot caged off. There's more to walk in. Now, this is where I think the castle remains are. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think we have some castle remains here. Let's have a look. Yeah, so was this Woodfield Castle? But that wall there does look like it can be, it's quite ancient, it's quite old stonework by the looks of it all. I'll get a close up of it there. But there is a photograph that I think does prove that this was the castle. Now, where exactly it was, I'm not sure now. I'm not sure if it was built going over the back there, or if it was slightly more coming down this way. Not sure, but if anyone knows, do let me know. So I'm standing in a location where I have a photograph of the castle remains that comes off the line. This is slightly more to the north of where I stood before. Now, there were more entrances into the castle, but the photograph, I think what I'm going to show you is here. And we have some remains of a castle there, and what's going to give it away is, I want to show you now. Bingo. So yeah, this would have been the castle refreshments room. So just a lot of information here and some photos of the castle itself. I mean, why would you want to get rid of something so historical? Not that I've read into that, but So it cost a total of £2,165 back in the day. How much is that worth in these days? A lot of money. Doesn't sound like a lot now to build a castle. But yeah, this was the location of the old Woodfield Castle, the refreshments room. And there's a little video of the layout of the castle itself. So dining hall would have been to the back over there. The living room would have been more that way. And if my calculations are correct, the dining room would have been more where those benches maybe slightly more down this way. I mean, I'm no enthusiast, or I'm not got a massive interest in you know, designs and stuff like that, but it's interesting to know what was there and where exactly things were before, when the castle was. Any more information on the castle, if anyone has got more photographs, please forward them or comment. Now all we have is a badger and a nice little picnic area. It's good that they've kept some sort of remnants to it. So I'm assuming that you get a lot of woodpeckers around here. Now, there's a wooden one there. Oh, that's not a real one. But it makes me believe that you get a lot of woodpeckers around here. Is it true? Does anyone know? So brilliant views as you come towards another entrance to Beaumont Park. There's so many. This is probably one of the main ones coming back from that way. And see up there is a nice view of Castle Hill. And then the clock tower that was burnt down a few years ago. And then just down there you can see Penistone Viaduct. Now that viaduct is the train line that goes from Huddersfield towards Sheffield. And if you watch my first video, you'll be able to see that that's where it began, where the Meltham branch line kind of branched off and then more headed this way, up that way towards its terminus. But yeah, that's the Penistone Viaduct. Now, Beaumont Park, it's a suburb located just on the outskirts of Huddersfield, so it's between the villages of Crossland Moor, Lockwood and Netherton. So it's actually quite a big park. Really good day out for your kids and your family. So like I said, so much to do, to walk, to see, lots of good views. And then they've just actually redeveloped their park. So they had like an older park with swings and stuff like that, but they've actually made it a lot better. I bring my little one down here every Thursday afternoon, and he absolutely loves it here. So I'll give you a little tour of that and show you what's here. So I'm getting to a very strange point. What is that? So it's something that has been built and it's got birds on it. And okay, whose idea was this? I'm not even going to say what it looks like. However, jokes aside, this appears to be some interesting structure they've built. Was it recently? It's got loads of birds on it and different animals. I don't even know what it's made of. Oh, it's made of wood. So is it a tree that's been carved out? Yeah, it looks like it is. Well, whoever did this, I'll give you some credit. Beautiful piece of artwork. So a beautiful waterfall over there. And then it drops down into another one here. And then it takes you underneath a culvert that then goes down there, and getting my bearings correctly, it would lead down onto the railway line or somewhere nearby, because next to the Button Tunnel, you can see that it actually kind of, I think it's just down there actually, just behind that cutting. Yeah. That's where I meant. However, there seems to be no flow of water, so I'm not experienced on these things. Don't know where that's going. Beaumont Park helped me out. But still looks beautiful. Especially on a good day. My little boy loves it here. Now this park was actually opened in 1883 on the 13th of October. And it had an original bandstand, but the bandstand that's here now isn't actually there, so it's been replaced by a new bandstand. So I'm just going to show you some information on the original bandstand and the new bandstand. There's some info boards here, so I'm just going to, without me talking too much, let the boards do the all talking. So yeah, this bandstand will have opened on the same day of the park. And some information on the new bandstand. Looks like it seemed to open in 2000, was it? And it looks like some performances do go on here. I've never seen any myself, but here's some information on the new bandstand. Really interesting info there. And there we have it, is the bandstand. I mean, for me personally, I like original things to stay where they are, but it doesn't work like that always for some certain reasons, but it's still beautiful. Okay guys, I'm going to head off now and I'm going to show you the new park that is now here. So originally it did have an older park, like a small kind of original park like you get in a local area. However, they recently restored the park and made it a lot better, adding some new additional things in, new slides, seesaws. So brilliant day out for the kids. Now obviously for certain reasons I'm just going to film where I can, and there is quite a few kids in this park now, so I'm just going to be careful with my filming and show you what's here. So this is the new Beaumont Park play area. So additional new slides, climbing frames, things to play for the kids. Now the old park was located over there, but now obviously it's all been taken down, and then recently they've restored it to look like this. So got a new slides over there. It's brilliant in what they've done. A little roundabout down there. Climbing frame. So yeah, these are the recent restorations of the park. So well done to Beaumont Park. My boy enjoys it around here. Okay, so from the park, I cheated and came down this way. I shouldn't have really, but there is a walkway that kind of walks around that direction, and then it comes down into a pathway here, and it goes onto the old woodland railway trail, which obviously was the Meltham branch line. So if you've not seen that video yet, it's in two sections. It's the Meltham branch line part 1 and part 2. So just to show you the pathway down towards it, so carrying your walk on, you get some more scenery. However, there's some trees blocking the scenery there, and then as you walk down here, then you can either carry on walking back up and do a loop where I've just been when I came in, going back into the park, or you can follow the woodland walk, which is the oh, is it that way? I'll find it. They certainly know how to confuse you. So these woods are called Dungeon Wood, and it's what kind of surrounds the park, or covers up a whole section of the park. Now, obviously, just down there is the tunnel, the Buttonab tunnel, that goes underneath the park itself, or slightly to the south of the park, which carries on going towards Netherton, and it comes out on the other side in someone's garden. So I'm going to backtrack where I started off and give you a little bit more info on some dark history. I did cover some in my first video, and then, but I'm not going to go too much into the railway line, as I want to keep that separate. So back onto the railway cutting. That's a big cutting down there, and then if you can just make out down there a nice beautiful bricked up Buttonab tunnel with what looks like some new graffiti. Yep, so as I walk back down onto the bridleway, the old railway line, it's a better look of the cutting that leads up to the tunnel. See if we can get another close up. So I've decided to walk more into the cutting now, and it looks like my beautiful Buttonab tunnel has had some graffiti update, and it looks like, and it seems like, someone's been trying to break in, because there's a new bit of security on the bottom. So I think what's happened is someone's tried to break in, and it's alarmed the owner, who lives on the other side. Yeah, so just down at the bottom, people probably won't know that this is here. So where the train line kind of came down, it would have followed and then through this tunnel. Obviously it's bricked up now, so guys, please don't try breaking in, be respectful. Yes, so I'm going to make my way back down now to where I actually started the video. So I'm heading back kind of north, even though I'm kind of walking down. This is actually going north, so not to be confused, because that way is going towards Meltham, where the tunnel was. So I'm going to head back down here, and I'm going to show you and speak to you about a couple of bits of dark history that occurred more down to the start of the line. So as I've made a loop around the park, I've made myself back onto the, got myself back onto the line. Obviously I've just seen the tunnel, so just kind of reminiscing from my first video, walking through the cuttings of this old train line. Absolutely brilliant. So if you don't know anything much about it, check out my other video, the Meltham branch line part 1 and 2. So this line opened in 1868, and it closed in 1949 to passengers, and it closed to freight and fully in 1965. And just to be precise, I think I was also wrong in my first video about the train derailment location. I might have been right, but it was just at the bottom of Buttonab Tunnel where it happened. So obviously a lot of these walls were built. So just maybe to correct myself on the train derailment, that's why they did build these walls here. So it just made it more safer for you know, debris and stuff like that not to fall down, so it kept all the structure of the train line strong. But not too much on that, as I've already covered that in the video, so I'm just gonna walk back down to where I started. I can walk down here and it can take you out down there through a graveyard back onto Meltham and Huddersfield Road, and also there's some stairs down here that take you back up towards the entrance to the parks. So if you've parked up there, you can walk back up that way. So yeah, some boards on the Meltham branch. Not going to go into too much of that because I covered that in my video of the branch line itself. And so I've completed a big loop around the park, so I'm actually back to where I started now. So it's going to be a tour up the stairs. There is a lot of stairs, guys, so if you're not fit, do not attempt this.